countries that are smaller than you think. Starting off with Greenland, it looks huge on top of Antarctica. But if you drag it down to Brazil, it's barely even smaller. It is way smaller. Right? Don't matter. Dutch East Indies. Dutch East Indies. Okay. Next one that I think is smaller is Germany. It looks pretty big in Europe, but if you drag it down to Tunisia, it's just a tiny bit bigger. Up is Sudan. It looks huge. It looks huge in Africa. If you drag it down to Europe, it's not even bigger than its first little head. Next up is Iraq. It looks pretty big in the Middle East, but if you drag it down to Tanzania still sizes it. Next up I want to talk about is Iran. It looks huge in the Middle East, but if you drag it down to the DRC, it is way smaller. Next up is Afghanistan. It looks pretty big in Asia, but if you drag it down to Bangladesh, it's really not that actually. It actually only goes to Bangladesh to China. Okay, guys, sorry for the interruption. Next up, I want to talk about Kazakhstan. It looks huge in Central Asia. But if you drag it down to Turkey, it only goes to Turkey to Turkmenistan. And its eastern part doesn't even hit it. It's not even that. And if you drag it down to Egypt and Sudan, it literally Egypt and Sudan and South Sudan, it barely even covers all of it. Now, next up I want to talk about Madagascar. It looks pretty big in Africa. Oh, but if you drag it down to Somalia and lay it down, it's not even that bigger. It doesn't even reach Somalia. It doesn't even reach Somalia then. Next up I want to talk about is India. It looks huge in Asia, but if you drag it to Madagascar, but if you lay it, it only goes to Madagascar to Angola, which is very impressive for India. Next up I want to talk about is France. It looks pretty big in here, but if you drag it down to Egypt, it is way smaller. Next one I want to talk. Next up, okay, let me just clear the United States. Here, I'm trying to get the states. Next up I want to talk about is Texas. If you drag Texas down to Mexico, it's not even that big. And guess what? If you drag it down to Central America, it's not even bigger than it. Texas is a disappointment. Oh! last one we're gonna talk about is Bolivia. It looks huge. It looks huge in South America, but if you drag it to the Guyanas, it doesn't even cover all of it. Because if you see this little border, the border, if you see Guyana, see the Guyana border, see the Guyana-Venezuela border, it doesn't even go through that border. But if you lay it down, there, it doesn't reach Georgetown. And watch this. And it doesn't even reach the little Macapa fan. It doesn't even reach this little part of the Guinea stuff. Look at this. This is Brazil.